trauma, just the word trauma, can send a chill up your spine. Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Jantz, a counselor and educator as it relates to mental health issues, author of a fair number of books, 46 different titles as of this day, 46 books. Wow, how did that happen? On the topic of mental health, from anxiety, depression, addiction. We know that in today's culture and world that mental health issues really post-pandemic have skyrocketed. And as the founder of the Center, A Place of Hope, we also know there is hope, and have the great privilege of working with individuals from around the country. I wanted to spend just a minute or two talking about trauma's impact on brain function. So we've got different parts of the brain. Going to keep it super simple. The amygdala, which detects danger, and it is at times can be overactive. And the brain with trauma can get stuck in a survivor mode. It's always hyper alert. Now, we also have something called the prefrontal cortex right here. This is where, sometimes referred to as the wise mind, where we're supposed to be making good decisions, but under the influence of trauma, it can be this part of the brain, less blood flow, it can become less active. Amygdala, I know it's a funny word, amygdala in the back, more primitive part of the brain, blood flow it's that fight or flight. We also have the hippocampus. I don't know why the brain names obviously are unique. Hippocampus, which processes memories, and it can shrink and even become less effective with trauma. So hippocampus, deep back there in the brain, and can be, with trauma, less active. So now, all these changes to the brain because of trauma can cause flashbacks, lots of anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, difficulty making decisions. So here's some common symptoms that are linked to brain changes. Here we go. Difficulty concentrating or making decisions, emotional numbness, or very intense mood swings. That can happen too. We also know feeling constantly on the edge or just easily startled. There can be lots of memory problems or what I call mental fog. So those are just some of the common symptoms that kind of are linked to trauma and brain function. Now, the brain is trying to protect us by staying alert to danger. It's just kind of overactive in some areas. In trauma, the brain learns that safety out there, nothing's safe. It can't be trusted. Safety can't be trusted. And so this response can continue long after the trauma's over. So not a sign of weakness, it's just how the brain works. Now, here's the good news. Good news. The brain can heal. The brain is flexible. It can, we call it rewire over time. And certain types of counseling and therapy can help us build new thought patterns. EMDR has to do with eye movement and memories. We have all these abbreviations. EMDR, eye movement, and it has to do with how the eyes work and access memories. So there's a type of therapy related to that. Cognitive behavioral therapy, how we think. There's dialectical behavioral therapy, how we manage and regulate our emotions. So these all can help target trauma areas of the brain. So there is hope. And we usually need, let me just say, intensive type help, I think, works best. The whole person approach, what we do here at the center, A Place of Hope, where it's a team working on different areas of our life and helping us resolve that trauma. Trauma does leave a mark. It can leave, obviously, memories, but it doesn't have to have the power, because we can feel defeated. It doesn't have to have the power that defeats us. We can actually take those scars and become stronger. I can tell you this because this is what we've seen literally with thousands over the last 40 years. There is hope, and there is healing from trauma. I've also authored a book that talks about some of these things called Triumph Over Trauma. Triumph Over Trauma. I think it's the book that's back here behind me, Triumph Over Trauma. A good place just to start, as well as aplaceofhope.com, aplaceofhope.com, the website. And then look in the upper right and you will find the different tests, and there's one related to trauma that can be quite insightful, and it's confidential. Good place to start, aplaceofhope.com.